Hey guys, welcome to Ajax Unfiltered, and today's prompt is to share about some personal achievements or a milestone that I'm actually proud of. And the timing couldn't be any better because this is the 10th day, guys. 10th day. You know what that means? I have come one third of the journey. Even though the next 20 days are a long way to go, this is a really good milestone that calls for a little bit of celebration, don't you think? Because over these 10 days, I have grown so much and I could see visible changes in myself while talking to camera, watching all these clips which I recorded. And I have figured out so much about myself, and I'm trying to fix it one day at a time. And that's a really good progress. So even though it's a long way to go, this is really nice to be in this 10th day. And again, thanks for everyone who was watching and liking and subscribing, all these things. It was a really good support and motivation, and a few of my friends gave me comments and feedbacks in my DMs, and it was really helpful to fix that. And thanks again. So let me start talking about the achievement part. So there were several achievements throughout my life which I am actually proud of, but they are personal achievements. And when I say it's a personal achievements, it's subjective to myself, even though it might sound very small or um, pointless compared to other people. These happened in my life, and this made me proud and it made my day a little better, so which is actually an achievement for me. That's what I'm going to talk about. So there are two stories which I need to share to you, and one of them is when I was in high school, which is like 12th grade or after 12th grade. There used to be, there is this newspaper called Deccan Chronicles. You might have heard of it. So that newspaper used to publish a featurette, a mini feature called Lensai, where the readers can send their photography and they will post it on the newspaper. And that's the time where I was trying to figure out photography, and I was so excited to use my what do you say my new smartphone, Samsung Galaxy Grand Duos. And I was so much into mobile photography that time, and I was clicking random things, and I was pretty good at that. So what I did was I playfully wrote a mail to that person who was publishing those things, and said that I would like to participate in your contest. And I sent a picture attached to it, and I sent it. And then the next day I checked the newspaper, nothing came out. But a couple days later, they published the picture, and I was head over heels for real. And I was literally on cloud nine. That ego boost I got that day, it was unparalleled. Okay, I was thinking about that all day, all night. I was showing it to my parents, my friends. I literally felt like a professional photographer that time. You know, that kind of drive to keep doing photography, nothing could have ever given me. Peak that was peak motivation for me. So that was one of the best highlights of personal achievement I've ever had. And then the next story is, cut a few years later, and I'm in college now. It's around final year times, and I was attending all these campus placement trainings, where I used to learn about group discussion and self introduction and stuff. And even I used to learn soft skills and aptitudes in my college throughout all the semesters. And then there was a mail for a campus placement drive, for a role of human resource, HR official. And my undergraduate major was BSc Multimedia and Animation, which is not even remotely close to the opening role. But the requirement said you can have any degree without a backlog. So I applied for it. And then I showed up to the campus placement drive. And you know what? There were 150 people who were who came to that placement drive. And everyone was from BCA, BBA, and BSc Computer Science and BCom. And I was the only one who was from BSc Multimedia and Animation. And then the campus placement started. The first round was aptitude. We were all sent to a computer lab, and then we started doing this aptitude test. It was an hour long, I guess. I tried my best, and the result will start rolling out immediately. And I checked the result. Guess what? I made it to the top 10. I was in the top 10 of the performers. And they filtered out half the people, and around 60 70 people made it to the second round. Second round was group discussion. They split us into 5 groups and sent each of us into a discussion room. And I went there. I tried my best there as well. And all those campus placement trainings came in handy to me. I was pretty proficient in English that time. And even though I was a little bit nervous, I was trying my best. And then after an hour or so, they announced the result of the shortlisted candidates. And 5 or 7 people selected out of those 70. And I was one of them. And everyone was so shocked because I was not even from their background. And I was so proud about myself that time. And then I went into the final interview, and that's where I started fumbling because I was not clear on how to answer to their questions. Even though my self introduction was good and my conversation was better, I was not I wasn't able to answer their questions properly. So that's where I was not selected in the interview. But then that was the best day of my life because I will never forget till now that I competed with 150 people live in person, and I came into the top 5 or 6 people to the final round. So that's the highlight number 2. So, and there are so many other personal achievements that I did in my life, but those are stories for some other time. But I would like to add one thing over here. You know, everything is an achievement or a win if your goal is just to experience. So, just go out there and gather as many as experience as you can, so that everything will be a win to you. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.